Aries is associated with Perun, the god of thunder and lightning in Slavic mythology. Perun was one of the most powerful gods in the pantheon, and was often depicted as a fierce warrior wielding a battle axe. He was a patron of warriors and defenders of justice, and was often invoked for protection. Taurus is associated with Veles, the god of the underworld, wealth, and magic. Veles was a complex figure who was often depicted as a serpent or dragon, and was both revered and feared by the Slavic people. He was associated with cattle, and was sometimes invoked for abundance and prosperity. Gemini is associated with Svarog, the god of fire and the forge. Svarog was a skilled craftsman who created the world from the sparks of his own fire, and was revered as the patron of blacksmiths and artisans. He was also associated with divination and prophecy, and was sometimes invoked for guidance and wisdom. Cancer is associated with Mokosh, the goddess of fertility, weaving, and destiny. Mokosh was a maternal figure who was often depicted as a spinner or weaver, and was revered as the protector of women and children. She was also associated with the earth and its fertility, and was sometimes invoked for good harvests and healthy offspring. Leo is associated with Dazhbog, the god of the sun and fertility. Dazhbog was a powerful figure who was often depicted as a radiant young man with golden hair and a shining crown. He was associated with the cycles of the seasons and the growth of crops, and was sometimes invoked for success in agriculture and the arts. Virgo is associated with Lada, the goddess of beauty, love, and fertility. Lada was a gentle figure who was often depicted as a young woman holding a sheaf of wheat or a bouquet of flowers. She was associated with springtime and the renewal of life, and was sometimes invoked for love, fertility, and abundance. Libra is associated with Morna, the goddess of winter, death, and rebirth. Morna was a powerful figure who was often depicted as an old woman or a hag, and was associated with the cycles of life and death. She was sometimes invoked for protection from illness and misfortune, and was also revered as a symbol of the resilience of nature. Scorpio is associated with Chernobog, the god of darkness, chaos, and destruction. Chernobog was a feared figure who was often depicted as a dark, shadowy figure with fiery eyes. He was associated with the darker aspects of nature and human existence, and was sometimes invoked for protection against malevolent spirits and curses. Sagittarius is associated with Zodiac, the god of the winds and storms. Zodiac was a wild and untamed figure who was associated with the power and unpredictability of the elements. He was sometimes invoked for good weather and favorable winds, and was also revered as a symbol of freedom and adventure. Capricorn is associated with Urilo, the god of vegetation, fertility, and war. Urilo was a youthful figure who was associated with the renewal of life and the coming of spring. He was also revered as a protector of warriors and a bringer of victory in battle, and was sometimes invoked for success in warfare and agriculture. Aquarius is associated with the Slavic god Rod. Rod is the primordial deity of creation, fertility, and the cycle of life. As Aquarius represents innovation and originality, Rod aligns with these qualities as the god who brings new life and ideas into the world. Rod's connection to the element of air reflects Aquarius' intellectual and visionary tendencies. Pisces aligns with the goddess Zarya, the dawn maiden. Pisces associated with Zarya are dreamers and visionaries, deeply connected to the mystical and spiritual realms. They possess an intuitive and nurturing nature, finding solace in reflection and expressing themselves creatively.